Hello and welcome to Any Key to Continue, our weekly vodcast for the latest news, views from the gaming world. It is currently the 22nd of June, so we are on episode 5. So yes, welcome. I am your host, Ben, also known as Tettron, and this is Bob, my co-host, also known as John Doe. Say hello, Bob.
Hey, howdy, hey everyone. I love the energy, dude. I love the energy you bring into this now. I'm so used to it. It's awesome.
I'm energy drink free this evening as well.
Wow. How's the head? I know you had a bad headache before we started.
Yes, I did. The worlds of a power nap is awesome.
Yes.
It's awesome.
True.
Yes, but we've got a fun-packed evening this evening, so we'll jump straight into the news for the week.
Grid is live. Initiate light cycle battle.
News. No, sorry. Cut it out.
So, we haven't discussed on who wants to go first this week. I want to start off on a bit of a can you say contentious, bit of a juicy one again. I seem to be the rage builder of the week from last week.
When you moan an old man, yeah.
Oh, less the old. Moaning's fine, but less the old. So yeah, my first bit of news this week is that recently I spotted a news article on how obviously Overwatch, everybody loves, is getting popular everywhere, and they're getting closer and closer to the esports, time in its life. So you're getting these people that are starting to stand out from the crowd. Now, an article that jumped out for me this week was that a 17-year-old girl, a pro player, should we say, I don't know whether we can actually say she's a pro player at the moment, has been pulled up, or had been pulled up, for cheating, or accused of cheating. Now, it's a 17-year-old Korean woman, and I think Bob's going to play a bit of the YouTube link that I'd sent over. It was quite a big thing, and the YouTube video just goes to show that she starts to own quite dramatically, with, I think they call her Zarya, which is like the Russian pulse weapon wielding big Russian lady. I'm going to shoot you and shield you at the same time. And so, yeah, it was a massive investigation about it by Blizzard Korea, or Korea Blizzard, whichever way you say it round, to investigate whether she was aimbotting or any kind of cheating whatsoever. And it literally turns out that she is bloody awesome. She is a fantastic player that we would want to see in these big esports games. But the sad thing is because of these, you can't say they're false accusations, because there are reasons for those accusations. But because of the accusations, she's had the typical death threats.
Everyone came, right.
Yeah, and she's been pulled through the mud, and she is an awesome player, which is really, really sad to see. Now, she's obviously been cleared, and she's been put into the competitive gaming scene, which is really awesome for her. But she's had to go through, or it may still be going through, quite a lot of, it's not ridicule, but this attack from people.
Yeah, damage is already done, isn't it?
Yes.
The accusations have already been placed. Do you know where they originally came from? Was it part of a launch of an esport, or was it?
No, I think it was just general playing. Blizzard,
before she entered the competition, yeah.
Oh yeah. This is all before, and it was all over Reddit. Found posts that she'd received, that she'd been accused of, I don't know what exactly. I'll have to have a read into it a little bit more, but probably the most common one is aimbotting, really. But as you can see from the gameplay, she's
pretty accurate. She's been trained and follow pretty well.
Yeah,
there doesn't seem to be any snap 2 mechanics going on there. It's pretty much, obviously looking at this from this side of the fence in terms of, she's been cleared, and whether or not people have really looked through this, and I don't know what the investigation process is behind this sort of thing, but it's. I mean, we know it's rife in a lot of games, and I think particularly for Blizzard, because pretty much all of their games are esport related anyway. They've got to be 100% vigorous on this, and they've got to make sure that every I is dotted and T is crossed, and make sure that that this isn't a loophole that's already been exploited by one person. Obviously, who's to say that it's not shared with other players and so forth. So, but that whole, having death threats put against you, people, it's a video game.
Yeah.
All right, get a grip.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's a video game.
I can understand where people can get really salty. I've been both ends of the spectrum. I've been, when you get into a zone, when you're playing specifically, or for me specifically, a first-person shooter, and you're in the zone, and you are playing shit hot. You are destroying everybody. You're on that massive kill streak, and you have that perfect game. Now, you would expect the Pro League players to be like that consistently every single game.
You would, and you'd also expect the player to get to that point in their gaming career, to kind of realise that. Obviously, if you realise you're a good player, you're going to start entering these competitions, and obviously then you get noticed, and then you go up, you rank up, and you become one of these competitive league players, and that's how it all happens. But
but what doesn't help as well is that a mass group of recent players in the esports genre have been found to be cheating, which it's one of those things that they're put so high up on a pedestal. And we say to them, yes, they are that good. They are really that good, and nothing can touch them. And you can only be as good as them if you do cheat or anything like that, or if you're a pro player and you should be at that level. But when sort of like the investigations are done and they're found to be cheating at that level, it puts everything in question.
It does, and that's not just for esports. That's for any sport and body. I know you can't compare this to that sort of thing because obviously the physical athletes are just immense. But
it's boosts, steroids and everything like that.
It's.
But it's the whole cheating thing for me is quite an interesting one, because it goes back, if I remember. Way back when we were kids, we used to buy the Games Master magazines.
Yeah, or watch it on the
or on the telly, and you'd be at that bit with a pen and paper and dear Games Master, I'm stuck on Sonic level 3 and I can't get past that stupid botnik. Can you help me with a level cheat code? Something like that.
Yes. I used to Patrick Moore. That was brilliant.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Or you buy the magazines with the cheat code books.
Yeah, the books. I've still got some of them from my Resident Evil days. Genius.
Well, it's funny because we used to do that. We used to buy those books. We used to watch the television programs to write down the little up, down, left, right, and right button, left button, and everything like that. And we didn't see anything cover. I don't know whether it was because we were kids or because gaming in itself was quite in its early infancy. But nowadays, the cheats have progressed with the games really, haven't they? Like you've got your
have, but you've got to remember it's progressed with the different type of game or the genre of game. So if a video game company like Blizzard, it's as part of the game brief or the design brief for these games, they've got to know at a very early age whether or not it's going to be an esport game. And if it is, at that point, then any form of cheat code or modding code, anything like that, to be able to hack into the game and change any element to the game, has to be completely squashed out. And obviously, I don't know how. You can set up add-ons and mods for Warcraft, and I don't think a majority of the Warcraft PvP stuff's done on personal rigs. I think it's done at stadiums on physically built, so you're not going to have any of them add-ons there for the players to actually use, and they can check them sort of things. But to say, as part of any of these type of games, as soon as you know it's an esport type game, you can't have that type of element in there, because straight off the bat, you've already, if you do have cheat codes for whatever reason, you're just inviting the hackers into it to do whatever. So
I think it's easy for us gamers to say that you can't have it in there, but there are very clever people.
I mean, like games like Skyrim and Fallout. I mean, the amount of mods on the PCs you can get these days are absolutely fantastic. But that's just to obviously elevate the game. People do extra really cool things, and we can do that. Oh, it's video stop now. Oh no, they've gone blank. I'm going to switch back to us. Well, that's blank there, and my wonderful wife's going to pass me a cup of tea. Thank you.
Where's mine?
That's handy. Cheers all. Ben wants one as well.
Oh.
No, you got the thumbs down, dude. That sucks.
That
But I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea. Thanks.
All right. I'll enjoy my Fosters, yeah.
All right. Oh, you trumped me on that. He's got a can of beer. No, fair enough. Sorry, I digress. So with like them type of games, obviously that's giving players the ability to create and mod and change things in there, and cheat codes. I mean, the Arkham series games, I mean, you've got cheat codes in there to, you know, give the big head Batman and things like characters. They're just funny.
But you've got your additional cheats in that though, like your god modes, and you unlock everything and you reveal everything, as well as those additional fun codes.
Yeah. But that's the sort of game that's never going to go into an esport type. And that's what I'm saying. So developers know at a certain point, you know, okay, it's not going to be an esport game. There's not going to be a massive multiplayer. There's going to be multiplayer in it, but it's going to be, you know, very different. And that's when they probably decide that, you know, just for a bit of fun, they're going to add in these. And they don't hurt. Cheat codes do not hurt. But it's when game designers are clever enough to lock down the back end of a game to prevent people from hacking in and creating these mods. Obviously, snapshot and things like that. So, and I think Blizzard, you know, you'd like to think at this stage in their company's evolution that they know how to stop X, Y, and Z from even, you know, getting off the bat. So, and a game like this, they knew straight from the start, like Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm, esports. It's got it written all over it. They started their own esports division, didn't they? So,
it's an interesting one. I don't see the point in it, to be fair. Yes, don't get me wrong. Cheating in something like that's potentially that's quite difficult is quite appealing. However, when you do cheat, you take away. It's like taking a bit of the soul away from the game. You know, you totally get over something that is hurdling you, or you enhance an experience to when you're in a PvP aspect, perhaps in any type of game, or against somebody else. You take away a bit of that game because you're removing a blocker that was there to stop you from doing something. And yeah, the amount of times that I've been in a game, for example, H1Z1 launched, and they had so many hacks in there, like flying hacks and your typical FPS style stuff. So you had your aimbotters, your wall hacks, your clipping hacks, and everything like that. Yeah.
But they were more glitch as well, though, weren't they? You know, people are exploiting the glitches within the game to potentially hack through.
What do you? That is still classed as a hack, isn't it? Glitching through a wall or using an error in a section of a game to manipulate a game to something that wasn't intended is a hack, a cheat, or however you call it. You're cheating or you're breaking the game to your will. Yeah. And that just ruins a little bit of the soul of the game for me.
It does. This goes back to obviously what we were talking about in episode 1. With episode 2 with toxic gamers, and for me there are 3 types of gamers. There's your hardcore gamers who kind of feel like the cheat is like you're saying, it destroys the soul of the game, and are there purely just to play the game, enjoy it, but you know, without any aids. And these are the sort of people who put the games on, you know, ultra hard mode right out of the gate. And for them sort of people, you know, we are not worthy. Then there are your gamers like me, your casual gamers, where now, don't get me wrong, I would class these as cheats as well, but walkthroughs. So the books you can buy these days for your walkthroughs on most games that come out. You know, don't be wrong. I think up to a certain point in my life, when I was a good gamer, and the younger generation I class, you know, as the good gamers because they get it quickly, they've got better reflexes and so forth. They are, you know, they kind of get the gaming and get on with it. But no, I'm getting to an age now where if I'm struggling, if I've struggled with an area on a map or a particular aspect of a game for longer than a week, and I am just completely 100% stuck, I will go to the YouTubes of this world. I will go to the books of this world if I have them.
But that's the difference, isn't it? Is that when you're in a situation like that, the only person that you affect is yourself and the game.
Yeah, and it does create a little bit of, I didn't really do that properly.
Yeah.
And you know, I think there's that third player, then there's the toxic player. And these are the people who are basically your trolls. These are the people who play the games pure and simply just to ruin it for everyone else because they get a kick out of it. And that's the only reason they play games for. And you could, you know, tell them to the blue in the face, you know, you're toxic, you're a hacker. At that point, they've won because they know they've got to you.
The reaction.
They've already got the reaction. They'll just carry on doing it with other people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of age we are in where we've got people like that. So yeah, there's a level of it depends on what type of player, gamer you are, to be honest with you. That's my kind of view. But you're right, those who do cheat, what are you getting out of it? If you were just going, you're buying a game, especially if the games these days are expensive, and if you're just going to cheat straight off the bat, go buy, bit this book and then follow the book straight from page to the end, what was the point? You might as well just read the book and then just said, right, I've played that because you knew what was going on. There's no point. Or you've gone and got the cheat code and you've gone into God mode and you've thrashed everyone. Your mates have all come round. You've made yourself feel better for 5 minutes, and then you've just wasted a ton of money on a game.
Yeah. There is an interesting aspect for me is when, for example, I was recently playing BDO, Black Desert Online, when that came out, and then they eventually got cheats on there. And the only thing that I like about this whole cheating thing is to understand what they're doing, because the people that create these cheats, that look at games and everything like that, are very clever. They're able to look at the code, distinguish, somebody else's code quite quickly and code around that. And being a coder myself, that's quite appealing, and that's quite interesting to me to see. Oh, how have they actually done this? What are they exploiting? That's probably the only interesting thing that I have. I would then go on and have a look on a few forums and say, all right, so there's hacks for this. How do you hack it?
But did it start off as a hack? May it have started off, particularly with MMOs, and again back to Warcraft, some people have tried to create add-ons, obviously to enhance either a particular element of the game that's not working for them. They're trying to make things a bit easier visually on the screen so they can see different cues coming in, different procs, thinging off. That for me is again, like you say, someone who's trying through the code, but they're trying to achieve something, and potentially they find an exploit, or they put their code online and someone else finds an exploit in that, and that's kind of how it whole
it's a very fine line, isn't it? Very fine line between an add-on or modification and somebody going in and figuring out how to reduce the general cooldown, the global cooldown timer in Warcraft, which was one of the things way back when, where you could go into the script in WoW and change it client side to a quicker global cooldown, which meant that you would have a faster or shorter global cooldown than everybody else. Now that's what somebody had done in there. So it's that fine line between enhancing or modifying what's currently available, or so that everybody else can use it, perhaps at the same level if it's openly available, and in comparison to altering something that nobody else can, or very limited few can. So
but it almost, from a psychological point of view, that's the people do that because it creates an element of power. You've got power over somebody else because you've unlocked something to make you yourself better than that person. You're going to win, and a lot of people crave that type of playing experience. They want to be better than everyone else, so they've got no problem in using these hacks to in order to do that. It's just, for me, it's the whole cheating thing. Depending on what type of game it is, whether or not it's there to enhance the game and make it funnier, and just add a few little Easter eggy type things into it. Go for it. Fantastic. I love that sort of thing. But if it's to exploit to make yourself better in multiplayer games, esports games, that's the bit I disagree with.
And it's really sad.
I think it's down to the developers to ensure that doesn't happen, and making sure that when they design the game, that esports is in the forefront of their mind, and they've got a team on it.
Well, it's really sad because it's tainted our views on it. I'll be sat there and I will get sniped by a particular person that in no way in hell could I have ever achieved that, and your first reaction is they're cheating, they're aimbotting, and because we've been pushed into that, but because we've been pushed down that line of thinking that wasn't humanly possible. Yes, okay, for us. However, a pro gamer or somebody that has been playing something 24/7, what's called a no-lifer, will have that capabilities and that expertise in order to pull off something like that.
But as you say, the first mindset is, they're cheating.
Yeah, exactly, which is really sad.
And this kind of makes this article, brings it to light for me now. Understand why people, because that's the mindset we're all in. So well done for bringing me around to see that vision. Yeah.
See, and that nicely closes off for that bit of news. To be fair, we can always. I'd like to get a view on somebody that can honestly have a normal discussion on a pro cheater, let's say, that can have a an adult conversation about cheating and how they feel that they are justified in doing it, and how it doesn't wreck a game. It would be nice to actually have that conversation. But I don't think, well, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't think there are anybody that can have, there are any cheaters of that level that can have a leveled conversation about it without it getting heated.
Oh yeah, definitely. But again, it goes down to that. What I was saying, it depends on what type of gamer you are.
Yep.
If that's what you aim to do straight away, whether or not you're the troll or you're the one there, to have a bit of fun. If you're doing it just to, as I say, to troll the game, then you need to go. You need to just hang up your controllers and leave.
Well, I tell you what, all of the attacks that we had in H1Z1 has definitely not softened me up, but has definitely got rid of a lot of rage barriers that I could have potentially experienced in games after that, especially the survival scenario,
Yeah, you're playing a lot more of now. You seem to.
Yes, yeah. If I hadn't have played H1Z1 and got really salty and really ragey in H1Z1, I could never have do what I do in Rust or in Ark or anything like that. So yeah, they break your will.
They certainly do.
So, what about yourself? Any good news?
Well, I have one thing which you brought to my attention today. So I don't know, was it last episode or the episode before that? We were talking about Fable Fortunes.
Oh yes.
Who had their offshoot company, Flaming Fowl Studio, were developing Fable Fortune, a collectible card game version, which was on Kickstarter. We found out today that the Kickstarter has actually been cancelled. And the reason for that is apparently a mystery studio has stepped in to help fund, and it's been greenlit on Steam. Which for me is fantastic news, because again, it's another one I'm looking forward to having a gander at. There have been some people streaming it already on Twitch, so
really?
I'm interested to find out whether or not I think looking through their Twitter feed earlier, it looks like they've been shouting out like any people want to stream this and sort of get the buzz going. So potentially that's come from that. But I'm going to investigate a little bit more and see whether or not we can get that. I do like how the fact that my adverts at the minute are pointing to Magic Madhouse with Pokemon 20th anniversary cards on there. So you can tell what I've been searching for in my history, can't you? Anyway, so yes, but again, it just looks a really, really nice game.
I've just had a brainwave of a new game, Pokemon of Madness.
Pokemon of Madness? What would that entail?
Like Cthulhu-style Pokemon cards.
What, like tainted Pokemon? Evil Pokemon?
Yeah, like with tentacles.
I could get on board with that. That would be like Whisper of the Old Gods, wouldn't it? That's basically what that is. It's the whole Cthulhu mythos in the background. So, but yeah, so Flaming Fowl Studios on their they've launched on their website. They've got a blog now, and they're going through a lot of the hero stuff, like sand heroes, all the different mechanics behind that. It's quite a nice fleshed out blog now, showing you some of the card types that they got on there. Again, the artwork looks beautiful. Oh, so sexy. So very much looking.
It does look a good sexy game, really.
I'm very much looking forward to how this is going to pan
out. We were getting quite saddened, weren't we? Because you said that you thought that the Kickstarter, being your Kickstarter expert, you said that the goal was unrealistic.
Yeah.
And we didn't think we were going to get it. I think we resigned ourselves to the point where we weren't going to get it.
Yeah, no, and you remember I checked it a few days ago, and it was before it was cancelled.
Nowhere near it.
It was like nowhere near it. They were like 30%, 14%, something like that. But then when you told me this today, I was like very, very happy, very excited. Just for the fact, it just looks, it's a good looking game. And again, this is one thing I'm looking for in a number of TCGs. Over the weekend, I managed to pick up, there's a magazine out, Imagine XFX, which is to do with digital artists and whatnot. They've just released a special edition magazine, all to do with fantasy card artists. And it's got like history and background of Magic the Gathering. They've got a lovely article in here about the Hearthstone development team and all their artists and all that. Just got some really good stuff in there, and it's seeing, not realise, obviously I knew there was quite a number of digital trading card games out there, but some of the ones from the East, Asian games, things like that. They're just absolutely gorgeous looking. So I've been looking at a bit more in depth on that. But
yeah, you'll have to bring that in once you finish reading that. I'd be interested now.
Yeah, I'll bring that in on Monday for you to have a look at, dude.
Awesome.
I've got 2 days off. 2 days. Yeah.
I've just had 2 days off.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to play more Pokemon. Anyway, we'll leave that for another time. So, yeah, that was basically, yeah. So I believe it's a mystery studio. They've not said who stepped in to fund this.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, no, very excited. Good news.
I'm really happy it's on Steam. I'm a very big Steam user. So yeah, for another good game that I want to have a look at coming on Steam, that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So what's next? What else you got?
So news in really. Discussion that we were having a little while ago on Warcraft, the film. On really getting excited for the next episode, the next installment, if there is going to be one or anything like that, and the potential of what's going to be. The news in for the numbers. A couple of people that I've been having conversations with have mentioned that it's just not hit what it needed to hit in money terms in the States, Western side, which was a little worrying. We all know that obviously it massively skyrocketed in China, which is really good. But an article actually gives out the actual, was it the reported reported revenue?
Yeah, estimated earnings for the film,
Yeah. And it's only hit 7.2 million.
It's within certain timescales, isn't it? It's not the overall amount of money the film makes these days. It's certain time frames. Obviously, the opening weekend, the first week, and then it's 2 or 3 week period after that. That's the kind of the points now that the studios look at to see whether or not they're going to make another one, or it's been a good money maker for them.
Yeah. And in America, it's only the 17th highest grossing video game adaptation in that country, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, that's not very high, to be fair. With the caliber that we've had,
I'm very surprised at that. Very surprised at that. I know there's been a very mixed view of from the Warcraft playing community as well. So unfortunately, a lot of naysayers have been listened to, which has put a lot of people off, which is a massive shame.
Which is a shame, really. But
still my favourite movie.
Oh yeah, brilliant. Still. Yeah, we're fans of it. I've seen it a couple times now. So, but interestingly, excuse me. It's massively grossing everywhere else other than the States. It's up to, in comparison, so we had the 7.2 million within the first couple of weeks. If you look internationally, it was 378 million.
Wow.
Now, obviously, a massive part of that was in China because, as I mentioned before, it blew up in the Chinese market, and it is one of the, the top films over there. Excuse me. And it'll be interesting to see what that does, if at all, that we're going to get. I think it's a bit edgy whether we're going to get another Warcraft, which is a big shame. The people that like it would really probably looking forward to the second one. If we do, then how it reads. The article reads is that there has been a lot of modern films that have been created nowadays with some scenes in it or elements in it that will appeal more to the Chinese market as well. Features in Iron Man 3, some additional scenes. Terminator Genesis was also, it was a huge Chinese opening in Terminator Genesis. So it will be interesting to see what we do or what it does.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
I think they're saying it is likely. I've read a couple of articles saying that it's more than likely it's going to happen now because of the numbers. And I think it makes sense because I believe a majority of Blizzard subscribers to Warcraft are from that region. So it makes sense that the numbers are pretty high up there. And I believe they kind of lap this sort of thing up anyway. Look at their manga and anime scene. I think it just speaks volumes to that audience. So
it's not just that. I think now internationally, because we're moving away from that, and the whole American-driven media nowadays, everywhere's getting as strong as America is, and it's interesting. Like Fast and the Furious 7, 7 was.
I've still yet to watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6.
Oh, really? I've seen them all. So.
Shame on you.
And Tokyo Drift, awesome. I just love the music and I love the cars. So, yeah. And then in my car, I just dream I'm driving, as you know, when I go meow around the corners.
Yeah, I can imagine it's pretty close to being in one of them films. I'm in the car with you. I could imagine.
Yeah. But yeah, that Furious 7 would never have been a thing if it hadn't have blown up so much in the Chinese market. I think 7 came after Tokyo Drift, or 6 did. But so the rest of the world that's outside of the United States are having that quite driving impact and force on entertainment now, which is really good to see. It'll be good to see it in television as well. We go through so many TV series that have been cancelled after the first season because it didn't do well on Fox Network or something along those lines. And we never had say in whether, as I say we, I mean internationally, we never had say on whether they should continue. So it's good to see that, or it will be good to see if we have more of an influence on the future productions like Warcraft.
Yeah, definitely, I agree.
Yeah, so semi-positive news on the Warcraft front, but we'll definitely keep our ears open to see.
With a smidge of sadness dropped in for good measure or bad measure.
Yeah.
However you want to do that one.
Yeah, on a positive, Humble Bundle this week. Have you seen it?
Do you know what? I've never been a big subscriber for these Humble Bundle things. You need to educate me on this and see if you can get me on board.
Yeah, so Humble Bundle, right? There's a number of companies that are out there that do all kinds of different things like this. Humble Bundle is one that I've always kept an eye on for quite a long time, and it is one of these areas that they sell packages of games or books or all kinds of different media like audio. They've started adding T-shirts in. Excuse me. And what you do is...
we are, by the way, in no ways affiliated or associated or have been asked to do this by Humble Bundle.
No way.
Just in case.
Just this week, this week it's popped up, and specifically, it's something that I will be interested in, will be getting, and I will pay more. So what they do, they generally have your first tier. So you pay $1 or 70p for the standard bog level tier. Now that will get you a couple of games, and they're not normally that bad of games. If it's the genre that you like, then crack on. It's awesome. You can then pay above the average price, so you can choose what you pay for a bundle. So it rates the average price of how much everybody is donating or paying, and then you say, right, okay, you can pay just above the average price and you can get the second tier, which is like another 4 or 5 games. And in that second tier, over the period of its life, they will add more games on top of that.
Right, okay.
Okay, so you would start off, say, with 4 games, and then a week later they would add another game on. A week later they would add a bit of DLC on. A week later, so on and so forth. It would increase like that.
Ah, right, okay.
Or you could then pay a little bit more. Like normally they start at $10. If the average price goes above $10, I think they increase it then. But then you get an additional group of games on top of that. So you have your 3 tiers of purchasing the general Humble Bundle, and then you have the specialized tier, which is like you pay you $20 more or you however many more for your specialized items. So sometimes if they did like a Fallout Humble Bundle, they would have a special Pip-Boy, for example, on the special tier. Right. But in this case, it's a T-shirt. So they're really good. You can
quite a clever idea. I like it.
Yeah, and a bit of the money goes to charity. They normally say, who they're supporting at the minute. So it's currently Children's Play Charity at the moment, Special Effect, UNICEF, and WWF. So a portion of the money that they actually get from it goes to them. And then the rest obviously goes to Humble Bundle, or whatever company, I think it is called Humble Bundle. So I've had a couple of them. I've been the Skintish Flint, and I've paid 70p for a bundle. I've also been the top ender and paid the £25+ for a bundle. But this one is currently a Humble Bundle for the 25th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Wow, and now 25 years.
Yeah, 25 years.
Old.
And Sonic is one of the most iconic, if not on par with Mario, the iconic gaming character, isn't he?
Yep.
it's it's awesome. I have Mega Drive in my background there. I don't know if you can see my hand pointing. I have the Mega Drive in there with up to Sonic 3 on there. The kids love playing it with me. We've got Sonic on the Apple devices and stuff like that. And this bundle really does appeal to me. It comes with, or the starter tier is Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Adventures DX, Sonic 3D Blast, and Sonic CD, which are awesome games, to be fair. Your next tier is, so you have the first tier as well as the second tier, which is Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Sonic Sega All-Stars Racing, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Sonic Adventure 2 with the Battle DLC. Now, Sonic Adventure 2, I think it was...
Yeah, Sonic Adventure, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic Adventure 2, Battle DLC, and that was it.
I think it was Dreamcast, wasn't it? That was on... I can't remember, but yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 is probably one of the most recent ones. And then on the third level, you've got Sonic Lost Worlds, Sonic Generations with the Casino Nights DLC. Never personally played that one myself, so I'm quite excited to play that one. Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Episode 2, and Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed with the Metal Sonic and Outrun and Rio Hazuki DLC.
Comic, the t-shirt is quite nice, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, and then the additional item, so your $35 or more, is with a Sonic t-shirt. So it's a blue, baby blue style. What do you call it? Baby blue.
Yeah.
With pixel style graphics on there of a Sonic scene, probably Sonic 1-esque, with the big loop and a few coins and
that's just clever design. That I like that.
Yeah, it's subtle. They're the type of t-shirts that I like that don't have any writing on, or they're specifically like them, that they don't have any writing on, and they have imagery where only fans or only somebody that knows about it would understand.
It's like your secret nod to other nerds. Only they know what it is.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, and they're the kinds of clothing that's the kind of clothing that really does appeal to me. So it's good.
There's a lot of comics in here as well, from what I can.
Oh yeah, they do lots.
Yeah, I didn't realise that many Sonic. Obviously, being a comic book aficionado as I am, I didn't realise there were that many types of Sonic comics. But cool, Sonic comic sampler.
A Sonic comic. I don't know if you can see it. So, just if I get my hand, crap at doing these.
You are rubbish at this, aren't you?
Can you see that there?
No, just your finger pointing at the very top of the camera.
Oh right, okay. So it's completely out of the camera. So
Yeah.
one of the Sonic comics is up there. Sonic Worlds Unite #1 is up there on my geek shelf.
Beautiful.
But yeah, so it's well worth looking into. I shall be purchasing this one, and they generally all go on the Steam. They go different platforms as well. These are currently not really available on Mac or Linux, but it will actually tell you on there the different.
Yeah, you drop down.
Available.
People can see on the screen here. You do the drop down. It will say not available for them. But that's quite clever.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to subscribe to these. Particularly for Pokemon.
And the beauty is that you put them in your Steam library, and then you can install and play them later on. The only problem is that your Steam library can start to get very big by all of the games that you're getting specifically from Humble Bundle.
Right. Oh, you've converted me. I'll keep an eye on this one. That's good.
Yeah,
Especially
but they
on the
do
Steam
like
things.
they do. The other one is the Neo Geo Encore one. Which is sometimes they do all kinds of different old school gaming, retro gaming, so on and so forth, as well as modern.
Ironclad.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good. Good. I'll keep an eye on that. You've educated me there. It's good.
Yeah.
I like that sort of thing.
Yeah, but there are a couple of other sites like this, but just Humble Bundle is one that I've always kept an eye on.
Humble Monthly.
Yeah,
Well.
so that's a monthly subscription one that you can get, and they will tell you what you can have every month and stuff.
All right. So May is Mad Max. February was Alien. No, it's almost like a Loot Crate, but video game Loot Crate.
Video game Loot Crate. Yeah. Sometimes you'll get some rotters in there, but sometimes you'll get some really awesome games in there. Like I've always wanted to play that Alien Isolation. I haven't got it yet, but that was one of them in there and stuff like that. And like this Sonic stuff, is a cracker to pick up.
Beautiful. Happy with that.
Got anything else you want to talk about?
There is. So, as you might have realised from last episode, I have been delving more and more into the world of Pokemon. Not as much as you, though. We might add. Yes, the amount of hours you've already poured into that game is it's thingy. But I have started. So in terms of gaming, let me just put this. Let me get this out straight away. In terms of gaming, pretty much the high end games, I say the high end games, the popular games, console games, the big hitters that come out, and I've always really sort of steered clear of anything Nintendo. Right from the very, very start. Obviously, I'm very aware of them and the following that they have and the types of games that they are. I mean, the kids play Mario Kart right back from way back on the old consoles they had. So I am aware of it, but I never really, sort of paid much attention, bought the kids DSs and so forth. But obviously, for some bizarre reason, since I've been introduced to the world of Pokemon, I've been into a bit more research. And my eldest son, a number of years ago, played Pokemon games. So very recently, I've acquired his 2DS. You can see on that there. It's
very glowy.
Very glowy, yeah. But that's playing one of the Pokemon games at the moment. And then I've this evening when I got home from work, I proceeded to turn on the Wii U to discover.
You have a Wii U?
We have a Wii U, yep, Wii U.
I didn't know that.
So go turn on the Wii U to discover that there's a demo of Pokemon Tournament, which is currently downloading. Very much looking forward to that. So I was doing a bit more research in terms of games coming up, and I've discovered that on there's a service on the Wii U. Called the Virtual Console, and they have just recently announced on the 16th that Pokemon games, the Wii U Virtual Console service beginning on the 23rd of June. So we're going to have some really old classic titles, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue, Blue Rescue, and the Explorer of the Sky is coming to the virtual. And for those of you who haven't seen this, again, I've educated myself on this. It's basically the old games downloadable service in the back end of the Nintendo eShop, and you can go there and actually download and play the games on the handheld console and even on the screen. I believe I've not tried that yet, so I am going to download one of these and have a quick gander at them. I didn't think I'd like the concept behind them. Started playing Pokemon Black 2 last night, and I'm there. I'm with it. I'm on board. It's not a problem. So yes, very much looking forward to that. So that was just the little bit of news that I kind of found while I was trawling for some news in terms of because my attention hasn't really gone elsewhere other than Pokemon at the minute. So yeah. And you can't say anything. All right.
You go.
Yep.
I've got some. Right. So what you need to do on your blast of Pokemon Past, is try that one. Do you see that one?
Stadium, right?
Yeah, okay. N64 Pokemon Stadium. And then for the surreal, what's the word?
I'm not ignoring Ben, by the way. I'm looking up at the screen because the things he's showing me, just in case those who don't know why I'm looking up. He's up there. He's not over here, he's up there.
In the real immersion into the world of Pokemon, right, you need to play da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da Pokemon Snap.
Oh yes, it looked like stop from here on your camera, but Pokemon Snap.
Do I need to go a bit closer?
There we go, that's it.
Is that better? Right.
Oh, I'm feeling like a games night coming up.
And in this game, you take on a role of a photographer. Yes. And you have to hunt down Pokemon and take photographs of them.
Genius. Pure genius.
Yeah. It's a style rail-based game, so you're going around and you control your camera lens and take photos of Pokemon, and you get better points for the better snaps of the Pokemon.
Genius. That's just pure genius. Love it.
Am I going to have to lend you my N64?
I think so. To discover that I actually got rid of mine. I think I actually got rid of it and threw it out. I'm ashamed. I am ashamed to admit that.
That is shocking.
It is shocking. It was pretty much mint condition. It had hardly been played.
I know. You sort of got me excited.
I promised you about it for a long, long time, and then realised it was no longer.
Yeah.
Sad. But anyway.
I want to get some more. I've got my Mega Drive and my N64. I want to get some more. I want to get a Dreamcast. I loved my Dreamcast.
Yeah, no, I'm just collecting the various.
I haven't got any. I've only got a DS. I need to get, and I've only got 2 games for my DS. Oh no, that's my Game Boy Advance, actually, not DS. I don't have a Pokemon game for my DS.
Oh. Yeah, no. So I'm going to be trawling some game shops very, very soon to see what I can find.
With your overcoat going, hey, look at my wares. It's the image that I had when you said I'm trawling a game shop. My wares.
Oh, never get that image out of my head. Bloody legend, you.
Oh, well,
You've had too
that's a
much practice of that.
good point to end that segment, really.
Certainly is.
And go on to what have we been up to this week?
Marion complete. Disk activated and synchronized. Proceed to games.
So, what have you been up to, Bob?
Well, there's been a new thing in my life, as you could probably tell. No, we won't do it just yet. We'll do the first thing. So, this week, as we mentioned last week, and it pretty much it did happen. We've been focusing quite heavily on some channel rebranding, so to speak.
Yeah.
So we've decided that moving forward, you've probably noticed that I'm not covering as much of the board game tabletop stuff here anymore, and the reason for that is because I am launching on my own video, which is Tabletop Dungeoneer. So quick plug, but no. So what we've decided is we're going to have a new channel, which is going to be, we're still thinking with a name. I'm working with some designs at the moment, but we're going to have a new channel where Any Key to Continue and Tabletop Dungeoneer is going to sit on that new channel, and then we're going to use our own channels for our sort of more specific interests. So mine will be focused, pretty much towards the tabletop gaming, TCG card collecting stuff on my side, and Ben's going to be focusing more so, correct me if I'm wrong, obviously on the video game stuff and the video game news and bits like that, gameplay videos and so forth. And also we're going to obviously cross link to both our channels and so forth. So I shall just bring this up here. So you can just search for me on YouTube, John Doe 297, and my new channels there with video introduction and so forth, which is what we've been working on this week. And the links to all the various stuff. So obviously at the moment and you probably will notice that my channel theme and look will change a number of times depending on what it is I'm focusing on that time. At the moment it's Pokemon, so the Pokemon thing is there. So I will be we're going to be recording Tabletop Dungeoneer after this one pretty much, and hopefully be posting them at the same time, get the channel sorted out straight away, which is what I could do tomorrow. Really, I could sort out the logo for the channel tomorrow. That's a good idea. So yeah, it's been quite intense this week. So I've and obviously trying to fit a few games in between on my channel. My first video we put up there is gameplay an unboxing with my youngest. Some Pokemon decks and trainer kits. We've just recorded a new gameplay video together at the kitchen table, playing one of his new games of Pokemon to get him to grips with the mechanics and that. So he seems to be enjoying it a little bit at the moment. So we're going to continue doing that. So that's been my main thing this week. And I think it's a similar story for you, isn't it, Ben?
Yeah, so I've been rebranding as well. I think we had a bit of a design few days, didn't we, really?
It's been a bit of a design fest, hasn't it?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on Monday redesigning. I've always been not very stable on my look and feel. I've always known what I wanted to do. Hence probably one of the boxes around us at the minute. So last week was sort of like an homage to what Bob's into at the minute. This box is these scenes are me, really. So going for the more of a Tron style theme, being Tettron. So yeah, redesigned my logo, redesigned my channel colours, my intros and everything like that.
You've done me proud. You have done me proud with your design work. Yeah,
and getting well into my intro editing as well, my sound effects and everything like that. I'm going to add a couple more tweaks. Friend at work has suggested a couple of things for the audio for my intro, which I'm going to change, as I like to do my sound bites, as in
you
me personally. Yeah, so I think
a voice for radio, haven't you?
Sorry?
Got a voice for radio.
Well, they used to call me Chocolate Voice. That's where I used to work.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
I got
yeah.
weird very quickly.
I can manipulate my voice any way I want.
Wow.
So we can
That's
do
impressive.
different. Yeah. There's a couple of things I
He's
want
full
to
of
do.
surprises. He really is. He's just every day. It's a treat.
Even if it's leaping out and scaring the bejesus out of you.
Yeah. That happens too. Although when you walk past my desk and go to my phone and whatever, it's very annoying.
I didn't do that. Don't tell people I
Of
do
course you
that.
don't. Of course you don't. Oh, I'm just going to disconnect this call you're on.
Yeah. Mute. So yeah, redesigning channel graphics and stuff. I've gone with the purple. I've always said purple is like the best sounding colour ever out of all of them. It just like
It just
so
sounds good.
tasty. in the
Sounds
mouth.
tasty. That's like that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
gives some tasty purple on.
You're not
so,
purple
yeah.
now though, you're aqua blue. That's the theme you gave me. I have put the right one up, haven't I?
Oh yeah, no. Our theme is more Tron themed.
Oh, right, okay.
However, my channel theme, if you want to show my YouTube channel, is purple themed.
I can do just that. I can
Or my Twitter. My Twitter's probably
skip over to
sexier.
look, Leo, you can see sexy
Yeah.
Tettron.
Yeah. So yeah, had lots of fun designing a new intro for that and soundbiting and motioning, caption, stuff like that. And interestingly, I also have my eldest daughter is the same age as Bob's youngest son. I think there's about a week
Couple of weeks in between there.
in between. So I did exactly the same thing as Bob did, and introduced her to Pokemon, and she's taken to it really well. What I like
I'm
about it
glad
is
you did that. I kind of feel like I've inspired you to do
Well,
just exactly just that.
you know what we can do though, don't you? In the future, we can pit our kids off against each other.
We could do a
Yeah,
PVS.
little BVB, which is another thing we're
Micro
going to be doing.
BVB.
Yeah.
I like that idea. So yes, that's another idea. I'll let you
Yeah.
take that because it's your idea, so I'll let you take that one away.
Yeah, so we haven't done one yet. We've got the intro sorted, everything like that. But what we're going to do is another new cast that is going to be on this new channel with AKTC or Any Key to Continue, and also Desktop Dungeoneers. We're going to have one called
Tabletop Dungeoneer.
Tabletop Dungeoneer. Sorry,
It's got
I
no
stand
memory.
corrected.
Great start.
I should remember because it's TD for short, which is your tower defense in gaming terms. But yeah, I should need to remember that. But B, so it can either be Bob v Ben or Ben v Bob.
Depending on who you're rooting for.
Yes.
And the idea we've come up with is if so we might do it on maybe seasonal or monthly.
Yeah.
We'll do monthly battles. At the end of the month, whoever wins, potentially one of us has to do a forfeit, or maybe we could purchase each other a set of cards. Maybe.
I think it needs to be more forfeit. I think I'm quite competitive, and I think you can be quite competitive, especially if it's a game that you really like. It needs to be something like dye your purple beard. Yeah, dye your beard
purple even. Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Something as bad as that. Maybe not shave it off because mine's getting there.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
This ain't all right. Then any suggestion of this?
Or
No.
you could go ginger beard and I could go black beard.
I've already got ginger on my beard.
It doesn't stand out as much as
No,
mine.
I know, but
But yeah, that'll be
that would be
the
freaky.
next new video. BVB. Play on the PvP, which I bet loving a PvP.
Indeed.
Yeah,
So we still need to work it out, but yeah, that's probably where we're going on that.
it's going to be based on a game, whether it's tabletop, computer game, or whatever, against each other.
Let us know who you're rooting for in the comments.
Yeah, and let us know what you want us to play on as well. We're open for suggestions, aren't we? If it's a particular nuts game.
Funds.
Within funds
funds
region.
allowance.
Yeah, certainly. Steam is always a good thing for funds.
Yeah.
Organising that, and like you've already ratted me out on, I have been caning the hell out of Pokemon TCGO. It's more. I'm really in a game. I'm really goal orientated. If somebody says, "Hit stage 1," right, you're done stage 1. Hit stage 2, right, you're done stage 2. Hit stage 3. I will go. I want to hit that stage 5. I don't want to hit it now. And I'll work my ass off to get that stage 5. That's what you've done. It's like I was happy. I think it was when I first got into it when you said, "Oh, TCGO," try that. Pokemon trading card game online, TCGO or PTTCU.
Hang on a minute. Who asked who to try out first?
What?
Let's get this right. You asked me to try out that game months ago.
Oh yeah,
and I completely
not the
poo-pooed
online
the
game,
idea.
did I?
Yeah, on the tablet when you said it's available on Android. And when
right.
you first showed me, I'm not gonna lie, I completely poo-pooed the idea.
Yeah,
I just thought again, it was just like, no, I ain't paying that. It's for kids.
Yeah.
And
But I didn't get into it. I didn't play it properly,
No.
or do it because I was in a Hearthstone moment and stuff like that. And again, the card games things is more your teabag. So I started playing it, and I was doing the versus mode in it, which is sort of like not your versus mode, sorry, your trainer challenge mode, which is your solo play. So I was going through the pre-custom deck and everything like this, and Bob says to me, on the morning on the way to work, he's like, "Have you played in versus yet? You get loads of rewards." I was like, "No, what?" So and then that was it. That broke me, and it's like you win games to get electric sparks or something like that, and then you get points for specific amount of sparks that you get, like from tournament tickets. So I've done a couple tournaments now. You get coins to purchase booster packs and expansion packs, and you get also booster packs and then additional cards and everything like that at different stages. So my aim at the minute is to get to the final stage before 16 days are up. I don't have long.
You don't have long. I know, again, this is one of the things, is that like I mentioned last week, the two things I love about this game is that very goal orientated, and not just from the versus perspective, even from the trainer challenges. Again, because obviously I didn't start on the trainer challenges, we kind of reversed on that. But obviously if you do the trainer challenges, you unlock all the basic decks. But whereas in like things like Hearthstone, you had to play up to level X, Y, and Z, I think level 20, to unlock all of the basic cards in that deck. That you could do that pretty much in an evening if needs be. But this, you've got to really work hard. They really make you work hard to get get through all the different challenges to unlock the various cards, and you've got a lot of basic decks to unlock. Which obviously adds it to your collection and so forth. Or you can go straight into it. And obviously, like I said last week, the most amazing thing is like when you do buy one of these packs, you get a wonderful little code inside. So what better incentive to go and do the physical stuff, and then you get a code to then open up a similar thing online. And I think that's one of the driving forces and one of the most appealing things in any trading card game I've ever played, physical or digital.
That's the thing that's been lacking from a lot of the
it's either you choose to to throw money into the physical or the digital version, or some people do it on both of them, and it's just a complete money pit. And don't get me wrong, obviously this game is an absolute money pit, but it's a clever money pit, whereas you can play both of them at the same time.
I was telling you that this was a really dangerous thing for me to get into. Yeah.
Yes, I kid you not. Although I will admit,
they are all used online coupons from either expansion packs or boosters.
Yeah, I kid you not. I've had IMs on Discord from him going and been out and bought another set of packs. It's been amazing.
Where can I get them from?
I've got to admit, it was probably one of the best drives to work ever this morning when you handed me your tin, and there's me, 36-year-old man, pouring through Pokemon cards as we're driving to work, going through his new collection of stuff. It was just brilliant.
I'm loving the aspect that is. Sorry, I'm just sorting out my dungeon box. This is why I'm keeping it in. So my little dungeon box. One of the aspects I love is that it's versatile to age ranges, player experience with TCGs, digital, physical, everything like that. We've got a range of family playing this game on both platforms, and it is brilliant.
Yeah, more so for me that this week I've been playing the physical form, and all my kids, my daughter is not interested, but all my boys I've been playing it at the table. My middle son's now downloaded the game, digital one, and start playing that, and I've even had my wife playing it, and usually it's like nah. I kid you not, Saturday night or Friday night when she played it with my eldest, the game lasted for an hour and it was just epic to watch. Again, and it just goes to show, and I'm not, that it's a really versatile game to pick up right from the start. It's fun. The mechanics are very easy to learn, so it's just been an absolute blast watching it. I think this is one reason why I'm loving it so much, because it's just, it's added the extra family element of another game to play, and that's what it's all about for me. Playing the games with the family and whatnot. So.
Yeah. Well, at the face value, it's very easy to pick up. It's very easy to use. Now I've been getting more into it. I've been learning how to build decks and what the better functions are, and I'm excelling at. I'm doing extended at the moment.
Yeah, and this is one of the things this week I've also been, like, similar to you, is looking at the mechanics of the game. I do love game mechanics. It's probably one of my really go-to things. Is what inspires me to play some of these games. Just trying to find new clever mechanics, and the idea of this game. With just the one active character that you fight with, and then you've got your bench to kind of set up and run with, is brilliant, and the deck building synergies within this game far outweighs Hearthstone and things like that. And seeing some of the watching some of I've watched some of the league games, pro playing games, just to see what they're doing and kind of get an understanding of what's the heavy hitters out there. But there's so many different styles of play, different deck builds. It's a very versatile game, and that's one thing I've really enjoyed this week, is the whole deck building aspect of that. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I've got a friend at work we've got main friends at work that play card. Two friends that mainly play card games. I'll rephrase that. It sounds a bit better and more accurate. One of them, I think, is very on board with testing it out. The other one's going to take a little bit convincing. You know who you are, and we shall get you on PTCGO.
Just try it once for us.
Yeah,
and then just to see what you think.
Yeah.
I'll bring in a deck.
Yeah. So, and the other thing that I've been up to this week is, obviously, I've got a new 15-minute video of a new game that I thought was going to be epically awesome. That literally just fell flat on its face.
It's epically gash.
Epically, yes. But yeah, 15 minutes of versus Battle of the Gladiators is up on my tubes at the minute. There's a bit of a technical video hiccup with it being in alpha. It decides to do some funky hinky stuff around my screen, which gets fixed halfway through the video. But yeah, I didn't put my impressions on there. It was literally my idea of those is just to give everybody a first 15-minute view of the video. But like you've said, I was not impressed at all. Button smashing, no rhythm to it, no nothing like that. There's no joypad capability to a kind of hacky slash game, which is a bit weird. And it just felt like a Korean port that was badly ported, with bad text everywhere across the screen, no kind of pointing. And I know, don't get me wrong, it's early access, but I expect nowadays for a specific level of early access when it's being released at there.
Yeah, a level of polish, isn't there? That should already be there.
Yeah, if you're taking my money, then at least you should have the gore gameplay. I'm not talking right tonight.
Yeah.
I know. At least I don't speak much in the next one, hopefully. But yeah, at least I expect the core element of a game to be in there, if you're going to take my money. If not, you beta test it and alpha test it, which I'm happy to participate in, and I'm happy to feedback about, which I have done on many a game in the past. So, but yeah, check it out. See what you think yourself. Yeah. Next one. Oh yeah, no, I'll do that in the last bit, I suppose, the one that I want to focus on. But there will be more 15 minutes of games coming.
Yeah, you'll check that over on your channel, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we'll link it to the main channel. Anything else you've been up to this week, Bob?
No, that's it for me. Obviously, a massive focus on the new channel stuff, so, and getting all that ready, and also preparing for my little one's birthday tomorrow. So
yeah,
much looking forward to that. So happy birthday, Sammy, for tomorrow.
Yeah, happy birthday, Sammy Manny. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll wrap up then. So
end of line, man.
I'd like to say thank you for everybody watching our 5th episode. We're cracking on going. We're getting the views up there. It'd be nice to see more. So please please leave us comments if you have feedback. If you want us to talk about something or anything like that, questions, please leave us comments, feedback.
Or corrections on anything.
Or corrections, yeah. Because we do make mistakes. And please like, share, and subscribe as well. Subscribing means that you get to see the videos where and when they pop up. And we'll start doing some proper linkings over to our new channel. I don't know if we'll have it set up by the next episode, but we'll definitely try.
That's all down to me, basically. If I can get the logo sorted out, then we're cooking. But
we need to definitely decide on a name.
Yeah.
I think AKTC was very quick. However, we're looking for a different angle for this channel, aren't we? We're looking for a channel name, not a show name.
Yep.
So we need to be definitely sure on
with it. Yeah.
Yes, which is a combination of both of us and potential newcomers if we ever do down the road get new people joining us on that group. So yeah. So what are you up to next week anyway, Bob?
So next week for me is definitely going to be some proper deck building, obviously in preparation for our BVB. So you've set quite a challenge or quite a bar there in terms of our decks that we're going to have ready, and based on the number of cards you've bought, I'm assuming your deck's going to be quite kitted out. So I definitely need to do some work on that one next week. I'm also going to be just having a search for more 2DS games and just getting to grips with that. As well, so yeah, I'm looking forward to what's coming up. I've also got a couple of things that have piqued my interest in the tabletop gaming world, and if you want to listen to that, then head over to our new channel when it goes up. We'll obviously link to that in show notes or whatever, and that, unless we'll discuss what's going on. But yeah, so that's basically I've got a few things to investigate next week in terms of new card games. Watch this space.
So I think, well, not that playing Pokemon deters me from playing any other games, as Gladiator is obviously a surefire of that. But for me, I'm going to have a look at Dead by Daylight. It's been one that I've been like biting at the edge. I've seen a couple of plays on it and stuff like that, but I want to keep my 15-minute reactions. What I like to do is literally be the first 15 minutes experience that I have of a new game. Yeah. And I'm not big on jump scary type games. The last one I did, or the first ever jump scary game, was the last one I did. I haven't played one since. And I recorded the whole game end to end. It was in one session, and I think I did it in just over an hour. It was a mini game about a toddler, where you wake up in the middle of the night and there's like some scary stuff going on. And my OBS completely corrupted the file and I lost all of the recording. I know. It was epic. I'm a flailer as well. When I jump, I am. My legs fly.
You go, that's it. He's up in the air. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah. I scare the hell out of the wife that just sits just at the other end of the monitor here on the sofa. And yeah, the amount of times that I scare the hell out of her is ridiculous. So yeah, I expect hopefully some good jump scares on there, because it does look pretty gruesome.
Yeah, no, from what you've described to me, it does sound pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be one.
Where can people reach us, dude?
So people can reach me at Tettron. I got a bit of a stutter. At Tettron on Twitter, and also Tettron my YouTube channel. Where can they find you, Bob?
And you can also find me on JohnDoe297 or at JohnDoe297 over on Twitter. The most glorious social media site ever, and JohnDoe297 on the channel as well, where I've just launched some new videos. So go check that out and let me know what you think. Again, leave comments, feedback.
Yeah.
And looking forward to doing the new channel.
Yeah, certainly. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Rounding up episode 5. So please like, sub, and share. And we all love you lots. See you a long time.